The salt spray stung Alyn Oakenfist's face. Each droplet felt like a needle against his weathered skin, a reminder of the relentless sea. The wind howled through the rigging, a mournful wail that seemed to echo the cries of lost sailors. The ropes strained and creaked, a symphony of tension and resilience. He narrowed his eyes against the squall, the rain lashing his face like 1,000 tiny whips. The storm was a living entity, a beast that sought to devour them whole. He gripped the railing of his flagship, knuckles white with the effort. The wood was slick with rain and salt, but his hold was unyielding. His fleet, 100 sails strong, battled the treacherous currents around the arse of Westeros. Each ship was a testament to the craftsmanship and courage of House Velaryon. Storms had battered them relentlessly, waves towering like mountains, crashing down with the force of a giant's fist. The sea showed no mercy. The seas had tested their mettle, pushing each sailor to the brink of their endurance. It was a trial by water, a crucible that forged the strongest from the weak. The voyage had been fraught with peril, each day a new challenge, each night a battle for survival. The ocean was a harsh mistress, demanding and unforgiving. They had lost good ships and braver men to the fury of the waves. Each loss was a scar on Oakenfist's heart, a reminder of the cost of their quest. Oakenfist, hardened by years at sea, bore the weight of their sacrifice. His eyes, once bright with youthful ambition, now held the steely resolve of a seasoned commander. He knew the price of ambition. It was paid in blood and sweat, in the lives of those who followed him into the abyss. He understood the fickle nature of the sea, yet he pressed onwards, driven by a purpose that burned brighter than any storm. He had a duty, a promise, a vow made under the stars, binding him to this perilous journey. His fleet, the might of House Velaryon, would see this journey through. They were more than ships and sails. They were a symbol of unyielding determination. They would round the treacherous point of Westeros and emerge victorious. The storm would not break them. It would only make their triumph sweeter. He would claim his prize, not just for himself, but for every soul who had braved the tempest by his side. The sea would remember their names. Maester Bendermuir's provided a detailed account. His writings were meticulous, capturing every nuance of the perilous journey. The journey around Westeros was not for the faint of heart. The seas were unforgiving, and the weather could turn treacherous in an instant. It was a journey fraught with peril. The crew faced relentless storms, towering waves, and the ever-present threat of shipwreck. The Maester's words echoed in Oakenfist's mind. Each sentence was a reminder of the dangers that lay ahead. He had committed them to memory. Every detail, every warning was etched into his thoughts. Other chronicles told of the voyage. They spoke of the same treacherous waters and the same daunting challenges, and colourful accounts, rife with embellishment. These stories were filled with fantastical elements that captured the imagination. These tales spoke of monstrous krakens and seductive sirens, creatures that could drag a ship to the depths or lure sailors to their doom. They whispered of storms that could swallow ships whole, tempests so fierce that they seemed almost supernatural. Oakenfist dismissed them as sailors' tales. He was a man of reason, preferring the solid ground of facts. He preferred facts to fantasy. His focus was on the tangible, the real dangers that he could prepare for. Yet, even in the dryness of the Maester's account, a stark truth resonated. The dangers were real, and they were many. Danger lurked around every bend. The sea was a vast, unpredictable expanse, hiding threats both seen and unseen. The Stepstones, a chain of islands, lay ahead. These islands were notorious for their treacherous waters and hidden reefs, a haven for pirates and smugglers, a nest of vipers. The crew would need to be vigilant, for danger could strike at any moment. The Stepstones, a place of both beauty and danger, where the sea meets the land in a violent embrace. Alyn had been here before. The memories of his past battles haunted him. He had fought and bled on these shores. The echoes of clashing swords and the cries of the wounded still lingered in his mind. His first taste of battle, the adrenaline, the fear, the rush of survival. He had been young and reckless then, eager to prove himself. Every challenge was a chance to show his worth. Now he was older, wiser. The scars on his body were a testament to the lessons he had learned. He understood the value of caution. Every decision weighed carefully, every move calculated. The islands rose from the sea like jagged teeth, barren and unforgiving. A place where only the strong survived, a maze of hidden coves and treacherous reefs. Navigating these waters required skill and experience. The perfect haven for those who operated outside the law. Pirates and smugglers thrived here. Oakenfist knew their kind well. He had faced them before and knew the dangers they posed. He would not underestimate them. Vigilance was his greatest ally. His fleet, though formidable, was vulnerable in these waters. The narrow channels and hidden dangers made every voyage a risk. He needed to secure safe passage. He needed allies. Trust was a rare commodity in these parts, and that meant treating with the serpents in this nest. A dangerous game. One wrong move could spell disaster. But Oakenfist was a skilled player. He had navigated treacherous waters before and emerged victorious. This time would be no different. Rakallio Rindoon, a name whispered with fear and fascination. He was a notorious pirate lord. They said he was descended from the first men. He styled himself King of the Stepstones, a title unrecognized by any true king. Rindoon was known for his extravagance, his flamboyant dress, his love of bright colours and strange customs. But beneath the veneer of eccentricity, Oakenfist sensed a cunning mind, a dangerous opponent. Word reached Oakenfist of Rindoon's interest. The pirate lord had heard of the Velaryon fleet. He sought an audience. Oakenfist saw an opportunity, a chance to turn a potential enemy into an asset. Section 5, A Clash of Cultures, Oakenfist's Diplomatic Gambit. The meeting was a study in contrasts. Oakenfist, clad in somber grey and silver, the colours of his house. Rindoon, a riot of colour and noise, surrounded by exotic animals and fierce warriors. Their cultures clashed like the tide against the rocks. Oakenfist, a man of duty and tradition. Rindoon, a creature of impulse and instinct. Yet, beneath the surface differences, Oakenfist recognised a shared ambition. Oakenfist spoke of his mission, his desire for safe passage. He offered Rindoon gold and trade, promises of future alliances. He appealed to the pirate's greed and his ambition. Section 6. The Bargain. Terms of an Uneasy Alliance. Rindoon listened. His eyes glittered with amusement. He stroked the feathers of a brightly coloured parrot perched on his shoulder. He seemed to delight in the tension, the clash of cultures. Finally he spoke. His voice was surprisingly deep, resonant. He agreed to grant safe passage, but his price was steep. He demanded a share of Oakenfist's plunder, and a hostage, a test of trust. Oakenfist hesitated. He did not trust easily, but he knew the value of a strategic alliance. He agreed to Rindoon's terms. He pledged a portion of his gains and offered up a hostage, a blood relative, a dangerous gamble. Section 7, Southern Storms, Peril in the Dornish Waters. With the Stepstones behind them, the fleet sailed south. The waters of Dorne were just as treacherous. Storms rose with terrifying speed. The sun beat down mercilessly. The sea seemed to stretch endlessly before them. Oakenfist felt the weight of responsibility heavy on his shoulders. He had pledged much, risked even more, the lives of his men, the honour of his house. He would not fail. Word reached them of a new danger. Princess Alyaundra of Dorne, fierce and proud. She ruled the seas around her kingdom with an iron grip. She had heard of Oakenfist's alliance with Rindoon. She was not pleased. Section 8, A Princess's Wrath, Alyaundra's Challenge. Alyaundra's ship was a marvel, sleek, deadly and imposing. It emerged from the mist like a phantom, black sails billowing, oars churning the water relentlessly. She challenged Oakenfist's right to sail these waters. She demanded tribute. Oakenfist refused her demands. He would not be cowed, not by storms, not by pirates, and certainly not by a princess. He had paid dearly for passage. He would not be denied his right. The air crackled with tension. The two fleets faced each other. A standoff was inevitable. The fate of Oakenfist's mission hung in the balance, uncertain and precarious. Section 9. The Price of Victory, Oakenfist's Burden. The battle, when it came, was swift and brutal. Oakenfist, a seasoned commander, used his superior numbers to his advantage. He outmaneuvered Alejandra, he forced her to yield. Victory came at a cost, more ships lost, more good men gone. Oakenfist stood on the deck of his flagship. He surveyed the carnage, the price of ambition, the weight of command. He had rounded the arse of Westeros. He had survived storms and pirates and the wrath of a princess. But his journey was far from over. Section 10. Shadows on the horizon, a new threat emerges. Word reached Oakenfist. Whispers on the wind, a new threat, a rival fleet. Their sails bore the sigil of House Greyjoy. They were heading south towards them. Oakenfist felt a familiar surge of adrenaline. The thrill of the chase, the challenge of battle. He had come too far to be stopped now. He would face this new threat head-on. He would claim his prize. The journey around Westeros had been fraught with trials, but it seemed fate had one final test in store for Alyn Oakenfist.